Losing a spouse is one of the most painful experiences anyone can face. For a widow, love doesn't just fade, it leaves behind memories, emotions, and a sense of loss that takes time to heal. But healing is possible. And at some point, many widows reach a stage where their hearts begin to open to love again. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like to the channel, and hit the bell for more videos. Here are the key signs that a widow may be ready to love again. She speaks of the past without breaking down. When memories of her late spouse no longer bring uncontrollable tears, but instead bring peace or gratitude, it's a sign of healing. She starts looking toward the future. Instead of living only in the past, she begins to think about what life could look like moving forward. She finds joy in life again. Laughter returns. Small moments of happiness are no longer overshadowed by constant grief. She's comfortable being alone, but open to companionship. She doesn't seek love out of desperation or loneliness, but because her heart genuinely desires connection again. She talks about love without guilt. The thought of loving someone new doesn't make her feel like she's betraying her late spouse. She realizes love can be renewed without erasing the past. She begins to take care of herself again. She invests time in her appearance, health, or personal goals, not just for survival, but because she's ready to live fully again. She's emotionally available. She's no longer shut down or closed off. She's open to conversations, friendships, and the idea of intimacy. She shows interest in meeting new people. She accepts invitations, enjoys socializing, or even considers dating because her heart is opening to new possibilities. She has made peace with her loss. She knows her late spouse will always have a place in her heart, but she also understands that her life and love story aren't over. She's ready to give and receive love again. Most importantly, she has reached a point where she can love someone new, not as a replacement, but as a new chapter. She speaks of the past without breaking down. Her memories bring peace instead of unbearable pain. She starts looking toward the future. She begins to think about what life could look like in the years ahead. She finds joy in life again. Her laughter is no longer forced. It's natural and full of light. She's comfortable being alone, but open to companionship. Her desire for love comes from fullness, not emptiness. She talks about love without guilt. The idea of loving again doesn't feel like betrayal. It feels like growth. She begins to take care of herself again. She invests in her well-being, appearance, and passions. She's emotionally available. She opens her heart to conversations, connections, and closeness. She shows interest in meeting new people. She welcomes new friendships and relationships into her life. She has made peace with her loss. She knows love lost doesn't erase her right to love again. She's ready to give and receive love again. Her heart no longer fears the idea of connection. She doesn't compare every man to her late spouse. She honors her past, but allows someone new to be himself. She can visit old places without pain. The restaurants, parks, or trips she once shared with her spouse don't crush her spirit anymore. She's curious about dating again. Not desperate, but curious, wondering what love could feel like in this new stage of life. She talks about dreams and goals. Her life is no longer defined by what she lost, but by what she can still achieve. She's open to vulnerability. Again, she doesn't hide behind her grief. She's ready to let someone truly see her. She no longer feels anger toward love. She doesn't resent couples or feel bitter when she sees others happy. She trusts herself to love again. Her confidence in her ability to give and receive love has returned. She begins to flirt lightly. Not in a forced way, but naturally. Playfulness has returned to her spirit. She enjoys her own company. She doesn't seek a partner to fill a void, but to share her already fulfilling life. She's forgiven herself for moving on. She understands that loving again doesn't erase her past, it honors it. She no longer wears grief like armor. Her identity is not only widow, she embraces being a woman with a new story. She finds strength in her healing journey. Her resilience becomes a source of pride instead of shame. She has built a life. She'd like to share her routines, passions, and lifestyle are solid, and she's ready to let someone in. She's comfortable with the idea of change. She no longer fears adjusting her life to include someone new. She feels excited about the possibility of love, not just acceptance, but genuine excitement about what lies ahead. She can speak about her late spouse with gratitude. Her love story becomes part of her history, not her prison. She lets go of the what ifs. She no longer lives in the regrets of what could have been. She smiles when talking about the future. Her hope is no longer buried in grief. She looks forward with genuine anticipation. She feels comfortable with the idea of commitment again. The thought of building a long-term relationship no longer feels heavy. It feels possible. She no longer feels the need to hide her joy. She allows herself to feel happiness without guilt. Knowing she deserves it, she can handle triggers gracefully. Anniversaries, photos, or reminders of the past no longer overwhelm her. They bring peace. She's comfortable sharing her story with someone new. She doesn't fear being judged for her past. She embraces it as part of who she is. She's willing to be pursued without fear of loss. She doesn't let the fear of losing again stop her from welcoming new love. She finds joy in giving again. Love isn't only about receiving, it's about giving. She feels ready to pour love into someone else's life. She knows her heart can hold both loves. She accepts that loving someone new doesn't erase the love she still carries for her late spouse. She can envision a new chapter without conflict. She sees love as a continuation of her journey, not a replacement of the past. She feels peace in her soul. When peace replaces constant pain, love has room to enter again. She finds herself open to being pursued. Compliments or attention from men don't scare her. They feel welcome. She's rebuilt her social life. She enjoys gatherings, dinners, and social circles again. She's no longer afraid of the unknown. She knows love after loss won't look the same, but she's ready for its beauty. She's able to talk about her feelings clearly. She communicates what she's ready for without hesitation. She doesn't live in the past. Every day, her thoughts are balanced between memory and hope. She feels whole, not broken. She no longer sees herself as incomplete without her spouse. She's willing to take risks again. She understands love always comes with risk, but she's willing to try. She feels she deserves love again. She no longer questions her worthiness to be loved. She looks forward to building new memories. Her focus shifts from preserving old memories to creating new ones. She has patience with herself and others. She knows love won't be rushed. It will come at the right time. She's found healing through faith or inner strength. Her spiritual or emotional foundation gives her the courage to move forward. She's willing to be surprised by love. She doesn't force it. She allows love to find her naturally. She believes in love again. Most importantly, she no longer doubts that love is possible after loss. Conclusion: a widow's journey back to love is deeply personal. It takes time, patience, and healing. But when these signs begin to show, it's proof that her heart is ready to embrace love again. A widow's journey back to love is tender, sacred, and deeply personal. The signs of readiness don't show up overnight. They grow quietly, as grief transforms into strength and hope. When she laughs again, dreams again, and opens her heart without guilt. That's when love can enter. Because love doesn't end with loss. Sometimes it's reborn in a stronger, deeper way,